Hello, this is Hbomb Friends, episode 36.
Good number.
Good number. Yeah, not 35E. I'm Harold the Hbomb Price, and this is our E3 wrap-up extravaganza of Hbomb Friends. Joining me, originally hailing from the moon, he's a wizard, Tyler Treese.
Yeah, I didn't know I was from the moon, but that works. I'm glad to be here.
Oh, you haven't heard that Peter Dinklage Destiny thing? He's a wizard from that wizard.
That is
I'm
true.
messing up the quote.
That is true.
But yeah, Tyler Treese joining us from Mustache Gamers and from GGS Gamer. You like the worst stuff, and Tribune family of newspapers. All sorts of cool stuff. Mr. Joe Fourhman.
Hello, thank you for inviting me to be on your show.
Thank you for coming again.
Hey!
Thank you for coming back.
That's true. True.
Yeah, second time for both you guys.
Right on.
So, since you guys have been on before, you know what's about to happen next. What's up?
I almost bought that T-shirt you're wearing, Harold.
Oh, by accident.
I almost bought that. I was so close to clicking the button, and then I didn't. That's great. That's a great shirt.
Yeah. Anyway, Tyler, looks like you have the short list.
Yeah, I haven't had time to play too much. Since I've been back from E3, I got into that PlayStation Now beta, so I've been playing a few things off that. Popo and Yo is the one game that I really got into, since I've always been interested in playing it, but I just never got around to it. And I gotta say that I beat it. It's a shorter game; it takes about 34 hours to beat, but just a fantastic. Maybe not from a pure gameplay aspect, but like story-wise, I really enjoyed it, and it's a very personal story and pretty touching, I would say. I really enjoyed it. I want to see what Minority does next, and just see where that studio goes, because I really enjoyed that game.
Yeah, that was really good.
Go on, Joe?
That was really good. Yeah,
yeah,
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, and it was very very touching story. It reminded me of like a game like Brothers and stuff like that. Finally got back into Infamous Second Son. I figured I should get around to beating that, since they announced that DLC. So I just got the third Power, the video, and I'm really enjoying the game now. Once I got Neon and you get the more mobility, I've been enjoying that game. I didn't really like it that much at first, since you can't really move that well with the smoke. But ever since I've been more mobile, I've really been enjoying that. And then finally, I've been playing Luffrousers by Blambert. I got to play their new game at E3, Nuclear Throne, and I really enjoyed it. And this game was on sale on the PSN store, so I picked it up, and I've just been playing it on the Vita. Basically, it's like a airplane shooter type game and arcade style. And that game's just a blast with all the customizable vehicles and stuff, so I've been having a really good time with that.
Okay, Joe?
Well, I got into the Destiny Alpha, like, while I was at E3, I got the code for it like right there, and then I had trouble getting back. Was stuck in Chicago for an extra night, so I almost lost the entire weekend of being able to play it. And then was back at work on Monday, so didn't even really get to do any of the extended portion of the alpha either. But before the one day that I got to play the Destiny Alpha, I did like what I saw there. Although I actually don't even really remember the whole Moon Wizard thing. Like I don't even remember when that happened in the alpha. But I think that's more of like a I dig that for the joke that it's become, and I'm sad that I missed it.
Justin McElroy did a video of quote unquote Peter Dinklage's session.
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't even realize that it was Peter Dinklage doing the voice of that little, whatever that little floaty thing is, the little portal cube that's helping you out. I didn't even recognize his voice for that. Didn't even really occur to me that it was a bad read until I realized, oh wait, this is like an actual actor. They got to do this, and he's just kind of slow rolling his way through it. But who knows? Watch Dogs, I'm still playing that. I'm maybe 3/4 of the way through that because I get distracted by all the sidebar stuff. So I've been slow on the main storyline path. I started Murdered Soul Suspect before E3. Only did a little bit of it, but I've been enjoying that more than I thought I would so far because I had seen that at E3 the year before and thought it looked just completely dire. Because the main problem is that because it's a mystery game, like it's got to step you through the mystery no matter what you do. So you can be the world's stupidest detective, but the game has to help you do it, or else you can't keep going. So like it kind of can't quite jump that hurdle, but like I like the rest of the game around it, and I like the ghost detective-y kind of setup. So I'm enjoying that more than I thought I would. And yeah, I'm in the PlayStation Now beta as well.
So how is it? Well, how much can you legally talk about it?
I don't know. Well, that's a weird thing. I mean, okay, there is like NDAs associated with this, but they're just sending these codes out to anybody. And like, you can't tell me that your average PlayStation Plus SEN account owner is reading the fine print and caring about about all the little disclaimers and everything on it. You can't tell me that these 15-year-olds are giving a crap about that. So I'm surprised that they're bothering trying to like keep a lid on it. But yeah, I guess I'm not going to say anything about it. I know.
I will say this: I've been pleasantly surprised with how well it's been working, at least for me. Like, I don't have the greatest internet, but I've had no problem playing games.
Yeah, are you on a wired connection or a Wi-Fi?
That's what I was going to ask.
I'm using wireless. I haven't done a wired connection yet because it's been playing fine with the Wi-Fi. So.
Good.
How about you, Joe?
I'm on Wi-Fi.
Okay.
And I certainly did notice some hiccups that I would attribute to the fact that I'm on Wi-Fi and not dedicated connection. But it's interesting.
Okay. And of course, one more game that we're going to talk about at the end of this, but before we get to that, Rock Band Blitz. I crossed the 250 gold star mark.
That's a lot.
Actually, I'm over 270 now, I believe. I just kept on going. Who knows? Maybe next week's show will be 300.
Yeah, I know I have that, but I have no idea what gold stars I'm at. Probably like 6.
Yeah. Yeah, if I recall, you have that on PS3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it on both platforms.
Yeah, it's a good game.
I actually got it on PlayStation 3 when my Xbox died. Because I knew it was going to be a couple weeks before I bought a replacement.
All right.
But yeah, Mario Kart 8.
Very good.
Oh yeah, really good Mario Kart. If you own a Wii U, you need to get this game. If you don't own a Wii U, you need to get a Wii U so you can get this game. I mean, hopefully between this and Smash, hopefully that's the beginning of the turnaround. But this is a solid game. I like it. I mean, yeah, my skills aren't quite the best when playing online, but it's fun. It's Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game is a blast. I was really disappointed that the fake DLC wasn't real. I was really hoping to get some DLC plans.
Yeah, I really wish they'd have some DLC for this.
I just want some battle arenas for the battle mode because it kind of sucks on like the full courses.
I'd like
Yeah,
some more.
those are
I'd like some more classic tracks. But yeah, played a little bit of No Heroes Allowed, No Puzzles Either. It's a free to play on the Vita. It's a spin-off of the What Did I Do to Deserve This / No Heroes Allowed series
Right.
that had been on PSP. It's a match 3 puzzler, and you're essentially the bad guy trying to defeat all these heroes. But yeah, it's a good way to kill a few minutes. And finally, Tomodachi Life. Joe and I both have been playing this.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of that too.
Oh yeah, I saw your your video.
Right, yeah. I wish it had a easy post a video feature the way it's got an easy post a screenshot feature.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
It'd be nice to save some videos, maybe the next version. It's weird because it's not a great game because it's not very deep.
Yeah.
But you can really have a lot of silly fun with it if you've invested into your me population and like bringing in your friends and your family and celebrities and seeing the silly stuff they do. I
mean, I've come Twitter for QR codes.
Right.
There was a link to post on Giant Bomb with a whole bunch of QR codes, including all those guys. I got you in my game, Joe.
All right.
Yeah.
I hope I'm behaving.
Yeah.
Probably just hungry a lot. That seems to be the main thing. These are always hungry and grumping that they don't like their clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And it just rolls out from there. But I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, me too. I mean, yeah, you're right. It is very shallow.
Yeah.
Even more so than Animal Crossing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Man, I need to get that game. It looks so dumb, and I'm a person who really can appreciate dumbness in games. So I think I'll pick that up.
Unfortunately, I gave away both my move-in codes.
Yeah, that game is dumb.
I forgot about the moving codes. How do you even get those? Was I supposed to get an email or something with these codes in it? Because I got the digital version. I got digital.
Got the digital version. It should be on your receipt. Check your eShop account on your.
Oh, that seems so like future tech for Nintendo that they would put that. Like I can't believe they even thought of that. Like I figured I would get like a card in the mail. I'd go to my mailbox one day and here's your stuff. You know, that's so forward thinking. I wouldn't have expected Nintendo to do it that way. I'll look for that.
Nintendo's getting better.
They are. That's a great sign.
They're only about 5 years behind now.
Right. They've perfected the technology that GameStop uses to put codes on your receipt. I mean, that's good job. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, welcome to welcome to 06 Nintendo.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tomodachi Life. That's one thing I think it does have an advantage over Animal Crossing is it's easier to get in and out of.
True.
Mm-hmm.
True. There's like no loading at all.
Yeah, and I mean,
None.
just the gameplay itself, it's easy to do just one or two little things and leave.
It almost wants you to do one or two things and then leave because you can do a couple of the little me missions and then none of them will want to do anything for like 10 minutes. Like there's nothing you can do for a good 10-minute stretch until one of them wants something again. It's a short burst kind of game for sure.
Okay, so let's move on to E3. Now, Tyler, this was your first, right?
Yeah, it was my first E3. I was part of the Mario Party Legacy coverage team, so it was quite an experience.
And Joe, this is
my fourth.
You're fourth.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's always a good time.
Yeah.
It's always a good time. Tyler, did you get to go to any of the press conferences?
No, we just watched them in the hotel that day. We had a lot of running around to do, so we didn't get a chance to go to any. Did you?
Yeah. I was lucky enough to get into all four, and you know, there is something to be said for being for that big stage show presentation. I know that I really liked what Nintendo did with their digital event. I like that video a lot, but it's a different kind of fun than the sort of Oscar ceremony kind of thing that we've become accustomed to.
Yeah.
So in the Microsoft conference, they had like the light up like wristbands, right? Like,
Yeah. I gave mine to my son. So Ubisoft had that same thing too. It was kind of funny because Ubisoft obviously did not know that Microsoft had the same thing, and Microsoft did a great job with it. I mean, the whole audience blinked red, the whole audience blinked green. I mean, they synced it with what was going on with their presentation.
Well, be glad it was only a bracelet.
Yeah. Then you go to Ubisoft.
Were you there that year the year they did the Connect reveal with the Cirque du Soleil and the ponchos?
I don't know. I wasn't. Okay. I think Connect's old enough that predates me. But then so you had that cool light up bracelet thing at Microsoft, and then you go to Ubisoft, and the same bracelet was there, and they had a little video playing that was said, and make sure you put the bracelet on because something really awesome is going to happen. And we're all sitting there going, yeah, we know they're probably going to blink or something. and then poor Ubisoft, like it blinked like once. Like it was barely synced to their presentation. So like Microsoft completely took the sales out of Ubisoft in terms of blinking bracelet technology.
Oh.
But it was fun.
Yeah. So, I mean, how much time and how close were the four events? How much time between them?
I mean, it's the whole day. Microsoft, I mean, you get there early because, I mean, we were lucky. I got there early enough that I got pretty decent seats for that one. And then Microsoft went a little long, so it was a little bit of a hustle to get over to EA. But still, you're there in plenty of time. EA's was weird because they didn't have stadium seating this year. They had like picnic tables, kind of a thing, like round dinner tables. It was almost like a dinner theater thing. So that was unusual. It was nice. It was cozy, but it just means that you're definitely looking over people's heads to see the screen. And then there's maybe like an hour or so, actually maybe a little longer before Ubisoft. And
yeah, that was the longest in between. There was 2 hours between those.
Yeah. And then Sony like has like this whole thing with food trucks and whatever that they open up at like 4.
Yeah.
But everybody's at Ubisoft, so you kind of just walk in after Ubisoft is over. You get bussed over.
But they're all fairly close to each other.
Yeah, they kind of shuttle you from one to the other. Yeah, you get like little buses. From theater to theater. Well, I remember one year we actually did walk from Microsoft to EA because it was close enough. But you can either walk or take a little shuttle. They do a good job of having people there like flagging you, like Ubisoft this way. Come on, guys, you're all going to the same place. Get in the bus, Because a lot of us, we're all out of towners and we're all stupid. We don't know where we're supposed to be going, so it just I follow the herd. I get in the bus and they take me to the next place I'm going. That's nice.
Cool. So, you guys were there. So, what did you see? I mean, Joe, what cool stuff did you see?
I mean, I had appointments all up and down. I was able to get an appointment to see Sony's VR headset.
Oh, so you got to try out Morpheus?
Yes, I did. I got to do 2 of the Morpheus demos, and it is neat. I think they got a heck of an uphill battle for getting people to actually buy it.
Yeah. Was Hayden like standing behind you, messing with you?
No, he wasn't there. It was. It's funny because like you sort of have like butlers there at the Morpheus thing, because they kind of put it on your head for you, and you're kind of adjusting it around your glasses, and then they put headsets on for you, and then you're blind, so then they're handing you move controllers, so it's you kind of like had a butler for it. It's got a real big eyeball thing, so it definitely has room for glasses.
Okay.
I mean,
good to know.
yeah. My problem with glasses is that eventually it just kind of fogged up for the glasses, and that's like can't do much about that.
Yeah.
But I should have tried it without the glasses to see, because I mean it screens right in front of your face. You know, it depends whether you're nearsighted, farsighted, whatever. I probably should have just taken them off and seen if I would have been okay with it, because it's probably preferable without glasses just because of the fogging thing. But it was definitely fine. I was able to look around and move around, and it wasn't falling off my head or or in pain, you know, from it. But yeah, it's cool. It's neat. I hope they find a way to get people to buy it, because man, something that expensive, and you know, I just don't know how many of the average folks out there are willing to drop hundreds of dollars on this and then be in kind of like this sensory deprivation tank in their own living room where you can't see anybody around you, and I don't know. I think it's going to be a tough one for them.
Yeah, I mean that's something I'd want to try. I mean, I still haven't tried Oculus. I mean,
I didn't try.
I didn't quite get to that booth at PAX East.
Yeah, it's a neat idea. It could be very cool.
Idea. I mean, I thought Virtual Boy was neat for its day, despite its limitations.
Right. That's what it is. It's sort of how good can it be beyond the obvious limitations of price and setup and etc.
Yeah, you make some good points, Jay. That's why I just don't feel like VR, at least in the near future, is ever going to be like a large component of gaming, just because there's so many things to tackle. You know, the price. You know, I don't know if you can convince the average person to put on some big helmet.
Yeah. I mean,
I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, we couldn't convince the average person to buy 3D TVs and wear 3D glasses. Like that.
Yeah, I guess that means I'm not average.
Well, you know, those of us tech nerds, I mean, we're a bit more predisposed to try it, but man, I don't know.
For me, it wasn't that much more.
But it was cool being in it, you know.
Yeah.
I looked around, you know, I had my move controller, and when you hit the button, because you were a knight, so when you hit the button, your on-screen hand grasped or ungrasped, and so you could look to the side, there's a sword, you pick up the sword, and then you're swinging it around and attacking a training dummy, and look up, look down, look all around. I mean, you know, it's cool.
So you didn't do the luge one?
I did do the luge one. I did the street luge one too. That was you're sitting down in like a beanbag chair.
Yeah.
And how you turned your head steered your street luge, and you're just trying not to hit cars. And that was pretty intense, because you feel like there's a car coming at you. But it was cool.
Okay. Anything else?
I mean, yeah. There's lots of. I was pleasantly surprised by Shadows of Mordor, the Middle Earth game. I had sort of not really paid attention to any of that because I played Lord of the Rings, War of the North, and didn't really enjoy War in the North much at all. But this is almost nothing like War of the North. I mean, they took
I heard comparisons to the Batman Arkham.
Yeah, they took the combat from Batman, which is fine. But like the thing that I didn't know about it, and maybe everybody else knew this but me, but it's this strange game where a lot of it is you manipulating orcs against each other, which I had no idea that was what was going on in this game. And so I just thought that was interesting that you sort of like look to see where an orc chieftain is, and then either try to dominate him, to control him, or try, so you can convince him to like betray his leader, and then you're trying to like place orcs in there.
So much of orc-on-orc violence.
Yeah, it really is, and that's completely not what I would have expected out of a Lord of the Rings title, which they're usually like this big heroic quest, etc., etc. But yes, that was a fun surprise. I mean, I played a whole bunch of Smash Brothers.
Oh, Tyler,
Yeah,
did you play any Smash Brothers? Tyler.
Oh yeah, I also played a lot of Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
We actually have like I think 2 hours of footage on the site MarioPartyLegacy.com. So lots of footage of that. That game's fun. It's more Smash Brothers, so I can't complain.
Oh, I love Smash Brothers.
Yeah. Tyler, did you play the 3DS Smash Brothers?
Yeah, I got hands-on time with both of them extensively for site coverage, but yeah, at first when I played the 3DS version, I was a little underwhelmed by it, but the more I
Yeah.
played, the more I enjoyed it. I felt it kind of hard to do the dashing with the circle pad. But,
Yeah. I
other
know.
than that, I really liked how it translated to the smaller screen.
Yeah, I think the visuals for Smash 3DS are fine, but yeah, the controls, and I don't know if it's just because we're used to the bigger stick and bigger buttons, but it was tough for me to enjoy the actual controls of it. And they were really pushing Smash Run there. They're making sure that everyone was trying out Smash Run, and I'm like I have no interest in this Smash Run.
I don't know. I think that concept sounds cool.
It sounds cool, but like, why am I wasting 5 minutes running around this lame platformer when I just want to play Smash Brothers?
Yeah, it's a lot of setup to get into.
Yeah, like I'm just there doing it like, oh god, I'm beating up on some stupid Kremling to get little tokens. Like I just want to play Smash Brothers.
If it was a shorter time, like if it was 2 minutes or 1 minute, I think that'd be fine.
Yeah, I wonder if you can adjust that at all. I don't know. It was just like I did not want to do that at all. I just wanted to play Smash Brothers.
And you couldn't use the D-pad in the demo, so I wonder if maybe there will be an option to use the D-pad, because that would be a lot easier just to dash and stuff. So I hope that's an option.
Yeah. I think Nintendo is smart to get the 3DS version out first.
Now,
the big one is the main event.
Wii version. What were you guys playing on? GameCube controllers.
Yeah, they had GameCube controllers set up.
Yeah.
Really pushing that adapter, it looks like.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's how I played Brawl, because I was so used to Melee. I mean, that's how I played Brawl. I mean, since moving up to Wii U and going back to Brawl, of course, I've had to try the Pro controller, and
I'm sure that I'm not going to have any problem with the Pro controller on the Wii U version, but it was nice to have the GameCube controller there, and I'm sure they had the GameCube controller set up at E3 just because it was probably cheaper and easier than getting Pro controllers all over the place. They probably have a warehouse full of GameCube controllers still sitting around somewhere. They just went and grabbed them all.
But they're really going. Nintendo really was going out with Smash Brothers.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Like the tournament, the Best Buy event.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately there weren't any near me.
No. Their booth was like 80%
I knew some people that went to it, and it was like a 2-hour wait to play like 4 minutes of Smash Brothers. Like that makes no sense. I would never do that.
Yeah, friend of mine was supposed to be on Wednesday's podcast, and he was still in line at Best Buy when we were supposed to record.
Good.
Of course, he was in Mountain Time, so.
Nice. But,
oh yeah, you remember Phil from your previous episode, Joe, right? The guy, at the store.
Yeah. From DMG Ice. Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I feel like I've known that guy for years, just from knowing that website for the 20 years he's running. You know.
Oh yeah, I mean, close to it anyway.
Yeah, Smash Brothers was, that was like my game of the show, I think, for sure. And it was definitely Nintendo's game because 80% of their booth was Smash Brothers. Yeah. Every other game was like stuck in a corner. You had like a corner for Splatoon and a corner for every other game, and then.
Did any of you guys try Splatoon?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, that was the last game I played at E3, and I really enjoyed it. The mechanics are interesting. It's more than just shooting other people like
Yeah.
most shooters. So it was interesting.
It seems like
I
a
just
very
liked how during the
Nintendo
direct
shooter.
how the developer was like, and then we thought, why can't we just turn into squids or octopus? And it's like, yeah, why not? It's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was fun. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that was totally the game if Nintendo was going to do a shooter. That's how they would do a shooter.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really funny, unexpected thing for Nintendo to just sort of stealth drop on everybody. I mean, an online multiplayer 4-on-4 team shooter with ink and squids and stuff.
But you know what? That's
pretty
the kind of thing Nintendo
Yeah.
needs to do.
Yeah, that's why I
They
like
need to
them.
take more risks with new IPs.
Yeah, it was good.
I mean, they can't just fall back on Mario or Kirby or Link or anybody when they want to try some new gameplay. They've got to try some new approaches, some new characters.
Mm-hmm.
Although there was a lot of Mario, Link, and Kirby there. I mean,
True.
don't get them wrong.
True.
True, but no proper Mario game.
Good.
But we got something better than a proper Mario game. We got Captain Toad.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got Captain Toad. We got Mario Maker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Both
I
those are
gotta
good.
say, I was really pleasantly surprised by Mario Maker. I have a preview up on the site, but just when I found out I could put wings on like piranha plants and stuff, like I was
Yeah.
sold because
Yeah.
I didn't think there was that type of flexibility,
Oh yeah.
and just having flying piranha plants, I was like, you know what, this has a lot of potential, and I'm psyched for it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a good start. I hope they have a lot more to show with Mario Maker. A lot more to add.
Yeah, they said they're looking for more graphical stuff. They even teased like they could do series that are not Mario. Like,
Yeah.
just think of like Zelda characters on
Well,
there.
they said it was
That'd be
still going to
cool.
be side-scrolling, so probably more like Zelda 2.
Zelda 2.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. You can switch between old Mario and new Mario
Yeah.
like that. I mean, no loading, no nothing. Just
Yeah.
click, and the graphics all just swap. It's really nice.
Okay.
Although it is a little strange there, just because the physics don't change.
Yeah.
So you see these like high def character models moving like 8-bit characters.
Yeah.
But I got used to it, but it was just a little jarring at first, just being so familiar with the new Super Mario Brothers games, and then not being able to wall jump and stuff. It's like, so I really hope they can include those physics, because that'd be really cool.
Okay. Anything else before we move on from Nintendo?
Yeah, they had a good show.
I mean, I saw all the Mario related games.
Yeah.
I was really pumped that they announced like a sequel to Kirby Canvas Curse,
Oh yeah.
which is one of my favorite DS games.
Yeah.
But I came away a little disappointed from the new game. Probably because my expectations were so high. But apparently, in the past 10 years, touchscreen usage has become less novel, and so it wasn't as unique. And I kept in the original game, you could make like a little loop, and it would make Kirby speed up.
Yeah.
But it wasn't doing that in the demo. So I was kind of it was a little slower pace, but it seems fun. I still look forward to it.
Yeah. I mean, watching from home, Nintendo really went all out with their all-day Treehouse coverage. So
I missed all of that.
yeah.
I
I mean,
didn't
that's
stand
the
up.
difference between me staying at home
Right.
and you guys
Right.
actually being there.
Yeah, I'm glad they did it. It looked really great.
Yeah,
Every time I
'cause, I
walked
mean,
by,
not
it looked really
everybody's-
cool.
as lucky as you guys
Right.
actually getting to go there.
Right. Yeah, it was really cool.
The
I
only,
thought that was a
only
really
part
good
that
mix.
I saw was when they played Mario Party 10, since that was up on the site. So I watched that. That looks interesting. Yeah.
Okay, so we kind of Joe kind of breezed through Sony a little bit with the Morpheus, but
Mhm.
did anybody play Little Big Planet 3?
Yes.
Yeah, I did. I was kind of not interested in more Little Big Planet after playing all the previous games. But first off, I'm really glad that Media Molecule's not working on this. I'm really
Yeah,
glad
this
that
is Sumo Digital, I believe.
because I really liked Puppeteer. Wait, no, not Puppeteer.
Tearaway.
Tearaway. Jeez. I did not like Puppeteer. I really like Tearaway, and I just want to see them do more like 3D games like that. Because I thought Tearaway was fantastic at some parts. And
let them do more creative stuff and let other people continue with what they started.
Yeah, it's very smart, and Semi Digital seems to be doing a good job with it. I wasn't interested until I played the demo, because nobody was playing it. I was like, oh, I'll check this out, and yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. The new characters seem interesting, although I got stuck with Sackboy, so I didn't really get a chance to try them out. But it looks fun. The game looks gorgeous. It was probably because they got those 4K televisions showing off everything. But yeah, the game looks good, and I feel like the new characters will spice up what has become a little stealthy in Little Big Planet.
Yeah, a good change up, it seems. I mean, in previous years you could play with up to 4 different Sackboys, but it all kind of got confusing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Little Big Planet, the first one, was one of the games that ultimately sold me on a PS3. And this is one of the games that has pushed me over. I mean, there were a few other games like the forthcoming Amplitude and Spry Fox's Road Not Taken. By the way, did either of you play that, Road Not Taken?
No.
I do not.
Sony had so much stuff.
Yeah.
So many games, Sony. I missed a lot of them.
Yeah, but yeah, so many games that I'm not sure if I mentioned it during What's Up, but I have ordered a PlayStation 4.
All right.
I actually set up a little incentive for myself. My house has been a real disaster, so figure, hey, if I can finish cleaning the house by the end of the week, I'm gonna go ahead and get a PS4. And it's Tuesday, and I have made so much headway. Figured, go ahead and order it, and it'll be here by the time I get done.
There you go.
Don't have to go out and get it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I played Drive Club, but whatever.
Drive Club. I mean, yeah.
Like, I played The Crew, and I thought The Crew was a lot better than Drive Club. There you go.
Crew, that's Ubisoft's?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I gotta say, I really liked Sony's booth. They had a very indie-heavy focus.
Yes,
with
Sony continues to do the indies right.
Massive.
Although Microsoft came out with a really strong indie lineup with their ID at Xbox program.
Yeah, for sure. Microsoft had a bunch of great indie games too, but like Sony just had so much more. Like they had Galaxy, they had Nuclear Throne, N++, all kinds of games. Just
so many.
Axiom Verge, just so many cool games there.
Any other games? Any other games you want to mention before we move?
Like 2 things I saw and didn't get to play because they were like theater presentations. I got to check out Bloodborne, which looks awesome. What they shared definitely had some major frame rate issues, but it still has a lot of time to be fixed upon. So, but it looks very interesting, just how they're changing up the formula from the previous Souls games. So I'm very interested in Bloodborne. Looked gorgeous. That looks awesome. And Mortal Kombat X. I by the last day of E3, I was kind of like the last couple hours, I was like, I'm kind of sick of playing games. I want to just watch a theater presentation. So I checked out Mortal Kombat X before I left, and that game looks phenomenal. I can't get over Cassie Cage being a thing, like Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade having a kid. That just blows my mind.
So, I mean, how much further down, how much after the first game does this one take place?
It seems to be like quite a while after the last game, which recapped the story from 1 through 3. So they showed off Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and then 4 new characters.
Yeah.
And everybody looks really interesting with their play styles. They added like the environment stuff from Injustice to the game.
Yeah.
It looks gorgeous, and I'm really excited for
This
the
is
new Mortal Kombat game.
another reason I'm glad I'm getting a next-gen system.
For sure.
New gen, whatever.
Right.
I'm still not ready to call it current gen yet.
I am on the
Since
current gen bandwagon.
Since we kind of still have the previous gen, still got some steam to it.
That's true.
Although, notice in these presentations there wasn't a lot of mention.
Yeah, it's waning for sure, but
Yeah.
it's still there.
After Persona 5, current gen or the last gen will be over. That's all I need to come
Outgoing
out.
gen, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Microsoft.
Played Sunset Overdrive?
How's
Oh,
that?
how was that? I didn't want to stand in that line, so I did not check it out.
The line. Actually, I didn't have an appointment with them, so I did stand in that line because I did want to check that out. And I mean, they took like a lot of people to shot, so it wasn't too terrible of a wait. We did. I think it was 8-on-8 multiplayer. Or no, we did 8-person. It was almost like a tower defense thing that we did, and there was 8 of us in one match, and we had to protect an area of the map from the hordes of whatever the enemy zombie thingies, whatever they are, storming in through the little city. I think I like it in concept better than I liked it in gameplay because I like that it's a big, bright, happy, silly, absurd zombie shooter game. But like when I was playing it, I kept feeling like I was like missing my jumps and missing my traversals. Like I think there was a lot of times where I just like jumped in the air and like didn't land where I thought I was going to land. But no, it was cool. It was good, and Microsoft clearly had that position as a big Xbox One game for the show and for the fall.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I know a lot of people have complained about like the pace of the game. But I feel like it would be so hard to aim if it was faster. So what do you feel about that? Do you feel like it moves at a good pace?
Yeah. Like I said, like for me, I felt like I kept missing jumps. But I mean, as far as like shooting and stuff like that part was aces. It was funny because they kept saying like they wanted you to try out the jumps. They wanted you to get on top of the roller coaster tracks and the power lines and everything. And so they kept saying like if you're on the ground, you're playing this game wrong. But like I would stand on the ground and the enemies would run right past me and I would just shoot them as they ran past, because the enemies are trying to get to the defense point.
Yeah.
So I was racking up points just standing on the ground and shotgunning whatever those things were and getting them. But it was definitely cool to play it with that many people too because it was a lot of fun everybody was picking different weapons because they had like 8 different weapons unlocked and you could just spin through the dial and pick them. So it was fun watching all this crazy stuff happening, and everybody was kind of teaming up and converging on the big guys. I'd freeze them, somebody else would come in and shotgun them. I mean, it was pretty wild, pretty hectic.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I didn't spend a ton of time. Oh, sorry, Harold.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna. You go ahead. You didn't spend a lot of time at Microsoft.
Yeah, I didn't spend a huge amount of time, but I did check out a few games. I got to play Fantasia. That game was surprisingly fun. That and the one indie game they were showing off, Fru, F-R-U.
Oh, I saw Polygon's video of that. Where
that game looks so interesting. It's a 2D platform.
That's got to be one of the coolest uses of the Kinect I have seen.
Yeah, like that in Fantasia really disappoints me that they're taking Kinect out of the box because I feel like we won't get.
Did you try Dance Central? Did you try the new Dance Central?
No interest.
So I guess
in
you must have seen Pope at Fantasia then.
Yes, I saw Pope. He was showing off Fantasia, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Fru looks so cool. Where it's 2D platformer, and there's kind of like 2 planes of the dimension, and if you like wave your hand over a section, that like brings up the second area, and it's just really innovative. And I also played a lot of indies there. Dash and Slash looked awesome. It's a 2 versus 2 competitive capture the flag type games where you're ninjas, and that game's just so much fun. I got to play Roundabout which is
Oh.
New Goblins game. That
Yeah,
was dumb
Teasdale,
fun
yeah.
with some great FMV. It was
Yeah.
pretty dumb. And
Dumb in a
I
good
got
way,
the,
or dumb in a dumb way?
oh yeah, in a very good way. If I say something's dumb, it's usually a compliment. But speaking of dumb,
Dumb is
hashtag
good, stupid
IDARB.
is bad? Oh, I was going to ask about IDARB.
That game is so dumb, man. That uses Connect in like hilarious ways. It doesn't add like anything to gameplay, but it'll make you laugh. Like during the intermissions, it just brings up Connect and funny stuff will happen. But I mean, I don't know who the hell is gonna buy 8 Xbox One controllers to play that. Like,
I mean, I like the fact that folks are already contributing content to that.
Oh yeah, that game is rad. Yeah, there's a lot of indie stuff at Microsoft that was really cool.
Yeah, IDARB, that's Mike Micah, a.k.a. Donkey Kong Dad's company.
Yeah, but that looked awesome. And then I spent about 2 minutes with Dive Kick Edition,
Plus.
checking out Johnny Gat.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to see how he played, and he played like a Dive Kick character, and it was pretty cool. So
I still say they need to add dive kick mode to Killer Instinct now that Iron Galaxy's doing it.
yeah, I didn't get to check out TJ Combos, but I wish I did. But I'm excited to check that out when it comes out.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't have any plans on getting an X-Bone anytime soon, but I mean, yeah, Killer Instinct would definitely be one of the games I would go for.
Yeah, it's a great fighting game.
Yeah. Maybe by the time Rock Band 4 comes out, I'll get an X-Bone.
Never?
The new Dance Central, you can bring your old DLC, so I'm hoping that Rock Band will allow you to do the same thing when it finally makes the next gen move.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. And that's probably the only way I'll get an X-Bone. Okay, anything else? Going back to Nintendo a bit, Amiibo. I know, Joe, you got to see them.
Yeah, behind glass.
Behind glass, but yeah. I mean, we actually exchanged a couple tweets about it. But
Yeah, they're really, I mean, the prototypes they had there were really pretty. I have my doubts they will look that pretty when they're on store shelves. These were really cleaned up, gorgeous toys.
Them being so pretty really worried me about the price point, because those are not $10 figures.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll won't look quite as nice so that they can hit a price point people will. I mean, the market's already proven that people are willing to pay $10, $12 for these figures. So
I hope that they turn out better than this.
They are, yeah.
Oh, I can't even find the broken one. Oh, here's a base.
I have one of those too that a Pokemon broke off of.
Maybe it's the man-child in me, but I'm really pumped for like Amiibos. Like after seeing the figurines, like
I've got a whole.
I like it.
I've got a shelf unit with a shelf full of Disney Infinity figures and 2 full of Skylanders.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, did either of you see either Infinity 2.0 or Skylander Strap Team?
Yep, I was hands-on with both, or not hands-on with Skylanders, except that I touched the toys. But I was hands-on playing Disney Infinity 2.0. Yes, they were showing off Spider-Man and the Spider-Man playset, so I got to play that.
I actually pre-ordered that. Best Buy actually had a promotion. You pre-order Infinity, and you can choose a figure, although there was a glitch, and one of the options for figures was the Spider-Man playset. So, yeah.
Nice. That's a good grab.
And I figured I was getting PS4 anyway, so I pre-ordered it for PS4.
Cool. Yeah, as far as Disney Infinity goes, I mean, the 2.0 is definitely just a 2.0. I mean, it didn't feel like they were going to be improving any of the substructure of the game, like, because for me it's a little too complicated to build your own stuff and manage all those menus. So that seems to stay the same, but what they are doing is they're putting in stuff to just help you build. It will kind of like automatically build stuff for you, and that's really smart because I think people will have more fun building their own stuff when the game helps you out in that thing. But But yeah, played as Spider-Man, and they were showing off how you get to drop in bonus characters that are on the discs. You know, Iron Patriot showed up and shot a bunch of Venom symbiotes up, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to that too. Trap Team, yeah, I didn't actually get to play it, but I did see some of the figures, and they were showing off, you know, how you capture the bad guys, and that's cool.
I think that's a cool.
It is
cool
neat.
idea.
And them talking to you through the base is really cool. Like, and there was a lot of voice samples. It wasn't just like one thing that they would say. It seemed like there was a potential for a lot of different sound effects and voice work to come out of there. So
yeah, I mean, I caught a video of it this morning. One of the villains you can capture is a piñata that barfs candy.
Yeah, they're really good at making just really funny, silly character designs. You know, which is good because they've got to, because their competition is Disney and Nintendo, and everybody knows who those characters are.
Yeah,
so they really had to step up their characters.
I mean, it's a good thing for them that they had the head start, because it's kind of hard. I mean, if they were just getting into it, it's kind of hard for them to compete with Disney and Nintendo.
Yeah, well, they launched and they proved that you could do this. I mean, nobody paid attention to Skylanders the first year it was out. Nobody.
I think it was ultimately Jeff Gerstmann.
I mean, it took the first couple reviews and the folks that had it in advance to say,
Jeff
hey, wait a minute, this game is not that bad. This game is not that bad. And then it snowballed from there, and good for them.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
No, hit some good stuff.
Okay, so games of the show. What's your pick for game of the show, Joe?
Smash Brothers.
Smash Brothers.
I think that was my game of the show before I even played it.
Yeah. Is it also?
I really enjoyed Smash. I really enjoyed Smash Brothers, but what I came away really kind of impressed with was Project Guard. Because
that looked kind of neat.
You can play it because the way I played it, and this would never happen in like real life for me, but there was a lot of crowd interaction because people would scream out like what security cameras enemies were at, and then you're frantically trying to find that number and trying to shoot them down. Both of the Project
Informal couch
co-op. Giant Robot, they both were so cool. The Giant Robot one actually kind of reminded me of Octodad, just with the strange controls and stuff, where the controls are kind of like a puzzle in itself. But yeah, I really enjoyed both of those games, and then also really like Close Castles, which is Asher Vollmer's new game, the guy behind Threes. That game was a bunch of fun, and so about those three, I can't really pick one, but those were about my favorite games I tried out.
Speaking of Threes, I can't believe that's coming to Xbox One. That's kind of a waste.
I'm a little excited for it. I mean, I could, with the snap function, I think it works well.
I mean, you put it in a corner and play it while you're watching TV or something.
Yeah, that seems pretty smart.
That's funny. I talked to Asher about that, and he said like the Xbox One's the only platform where it really makes sense for a release like that, just because of the snap function, and I think that's a good point.
Yeah. So I guess that's about it. Anything else cool happened while you were out there?
I just talking to developers, since this was like my first press event. Was really awesome. Just I got to play Yoshi's Woolly World with Ian from who made Scapegoat 2 and those games. Like, it's just random stuff like that stands out as a really cool experience. And
that is fun. That is very cool.
And just meeting other meeting journalists and stuff like that. Like, I got to talk to Patrick Klepek for a couple minutes at the end of day 3. Just stuff like that is big for me, and getting to meet developers like Axiom Verge was such a cool game. It's kind of like Metroid inspired, and it's just one guy making it, and getting to actually have hands-on time with the game and talk to the developer while you're there is really cool. And that's the one disappointing thing about Nintendo's booth, and I think it's probably because of the language barrier that we don't really have actual devs there. But I'm not going to complain about having to talk to attractive women, But I would rather talk to developers, like, because that's why we're there. We're there to cover these games and learn about them, and like, having just women there who don't really know what they're talking about. God bless them. But like, they were giving me incorrect information at times, and that's not really what we want. But
I mean,
I can see why they do go that way.
But yeah, I mean, then again, we could spend a whole show talking about all the difficulties that Nintendo has and all the things that kind of separate them from Sony and Microsoft, what they should do, what they
One
should.
thing I didn't like, they had 3DSs attached to women walking around. And
That's...
Like, when I was in line for Splatoon, one came over to me and like, do you want to play this game? And I'm like, no. Like, I was not going to play any games attached to women. I was like, no, I'm good. No, just let somebody else play.
Yeah, I guess they're super afraid that people are going to walk off with 3DSs, and
then why don't they get big old buff guys?
They're trying to
cram
in as many demos as they can, since they gave so much of the floor space to Smash Brothers. So yeah, they got like these roaming people with tethered 3DSs, and you're never really sure what they're showing off until you talk to one of them, because there's not like a sign or anything. So it's like, hey, do you want to play Sonic Boom? Oh, not really. I don't really want to play Sonic Boom on 3DS. I was hoping you had something else.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, so you guys had a good trip. Good. You guys and saw some really cool stuff.
Yeah, just LA was really cool. It was my first time being in the area, and that was kind of a trip. Riding the metro was some good experience and some bad experiences each day. I got to meet some guys from Riot Games, which was really cool. They went to that Smash Invitational, so they were talking about the prospects of the new game as a tournament game. They don't really think it has a future like Melee did. But it was just cool getting to meet random people, and then just all the craziness in LA. It's a crazy city.
I've only ever been to LA once, and that was a conference back when I was in college, back in '01. I mean, that was a neat place, but we were all pretty close. We stayed pretty close to USC most of the time.
Right.
Although our end of the conference banquet was at the LA Convention Center.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Although I guess there's the ESA is almost threatening that they will move E3 if the LA Convention Center doesn't shape up.
Yeah, and I mean the past few years there's been talks to changes around the convention center anyway, with building the new football stadium if they get a team to fill it.
So we'll see what happens if E3 gets to stay in LA.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe it'll move back to the East Coast a little bit closer to you guys and me.
Yeah, I'd take that. I'd take that.
Bring it back to Atlanta. Wouldn't be bad for me if I could get in. Well, if it were Atlanta, I'd try a little harder.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right? Sure.
But anyway, before we move on to housekeeping, I wanted to note a couple departures that have been announced in the past couple days. Yesterday, John Drake, who was Director of Brand Management, I believe was his title at Harmonix, he announced that he was leaving. I don't know if this was his decision or if this was just part of the layoffs. I hope it wasn't, but I mean, he was like the MVP of the
he really
Amplitude Kickstarter.
Yeah, he really was.
Yeah, it kind of sucks for him to work so hard to get that funded. And
I don't know. Maybe the departure was in the works.
Yeah, you never know with these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just crazy seeing him at E3, demoing games for them, and then just gone the next days later.
I mean,
and he
he's
knew.
a nice guy too.
Yeah, when he was at E3, he knew that this was coming because I saw him talking with some folks on Twitter this week about it. So he knew. So that had to be bittersweet, this E3 for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
You know
sure.
what? He's a professional. I mean, despite some of the things you've seen him do on Giant Bomb. I mean, yeah, he was working hard for the end, and I mean,
Yeah.
Amplitude Kickstarter. I don't think that would have happened without John Drake.
Yeah, he really pushed that.
And of course, he was the project lead on Record Run, which turned out very well.
Yeah,
I'm sure wherever Drake lands, he'll do a great job. He's he's a marketing stud, and I feel like he'll just do a fantastic job wherever he lands.
Oh yeah, I don't think I think he's not going to be on the market for a day longer than he wants. I mean,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to take a little time and chill before the next job, more power to him. But I don't think he's going to be unemployed for any longer than he wants to be. And also, just announced today, one of the original original founding editors of Polygon, Russ Pitts, the features editor, has announced his departure. He says he's got a few more projects to finish up.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love some of the things he's done, some of the things that Polygon has done, long form feature wise, and he definitely set the standard at Polygon.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of their feature writing.
Their writing and their videos. I mean, I like their whole series with their making of Polygon series.
Yeah, I wonder if this means we're now getting fewer features out of that. Like, did they just kind of shut a division, or did they?
No,
distributing. What did they announce about that? Anything?
No, he says no changes. I mean, he says they got Charlie Hall and Matt Leone, and he fully trusts their capabilities and trusts their ability to keep up the good work. So I think just because he's going doesn't mean a thing. It just means he's not going to be doing anything for them.
Yeah, well, I wish him the best of luck wherever, whatever his future brings.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on to housekeeping. Hbomb Friends, .libsyn.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch.tv, all/Hbomb Friends. And now that I have a PS4, I'm probably going to be streaming at least once a week. That and the Retron 5, which I haven't had much of a chance. I'm not sure if my Elgato is still working at this moment or not. It's giving me some trouble last time. But iTunes and Stitcher, subscribe, review. Twitter's USF Hbomb, Hbomb Friends. Fourhman, Fourhman.
Yes, sir.
And Tyler Treese.
Yeah, I try to be anonymous on the internet, so I just use my full name as my Twitter handle.
Friend and podcast shoutouts, of course. Check out Joe's stuff at GGS Gamer and his podcast, You Like the Worst Stuff. He and his co-host Joe Haygood did some podcasts live from LA.
Yes, in a car, so I don't really know how that sounded.
Malibu Confessionals, is that what you call them?
Yeah, because Joe Haygood's car is a Chevy Malibu, so I'm always a little leery of that because it's like, man, we're recording in a car, dude. This is the worst. But as long
and
as
again, you guys like the worst, so
yeah.
And Tyler, find his stuff at Mustache Gamers. And what was the site you covered E3 for?
And then E3 for Mario Party Legacy. So
Mario
check
Party
out their
Legacy.
site. It's all Mario. It's a Mario site. We cover all things Mario. So check that out. I've got a few previews up there. So show some love.
Yeah. Okay, also shout-outs to our friends at Irrational Passions, Game Enthuse, Fantastic Neighborhood, Cross Border Gaming. We should be doing another show on Thursday. Retro Fungin Podcast, DMGIce.com, Retro Dick Radio, Podcast 64, and now, through the time being, episodes of Podcast 64 are going to be appearing on the Hbomb Friends feed. Episode 19 is currently out. Episode 20, I still need to edit. That was our E3 wrap-up. So, yeah. So, look for Podcast 64 on Hbomb Friends. Upcoming podcasts, definitely want to do a... We've teased this for a while, our favorite games cast. Want to do a full Super Nintendo episode. Big Bang Theory. I think we need, after mentioning it, I think we need to do a show about a full-on Nintendo show.
You could do that like the third Wednesday of every month.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, thank you, Joe.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler.
Yeah, it was a pleasure having me on. We'll have to get you on the Mustache Gamer sometime.
Yeah. Hey, don't accept the mustache. I got the full vacation beard going.
There you go.
And so that's it. And everything is fine. Okay, we didn't have a lot of titles.
Nothing else grabbed you?
We got Nintendo's Getting Better, Orc on Orc Violence, and Vacation Beard.
I'd vote for Vacation Beard.
Yeah, I like that one. You batted up the best title in the last, 10 seconds of the podcast.
Right.
Very clutch performance, Harold.
Hbomb and Vacation Beard or E3 2014 wrap up.
Right.
It was nice meeting you, Joe.
Tales from E3.
Yeah, nice meeting you, Tyler.
Or Tales from E3.
That's good.
Okay.
So, Joe, I saw you tweeted about Detective Conan earlier. Are you a fan?
Yeah, I love that.
Okay. So let's go ahead and do the intro. Who wants to say what line? Script's on the bottom of the page.
Who's 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter to me.
Oh, crap. I just X'd out of the Google Doc. Give me a second.
Yeah.
I forgot we read this stuff. Oh, jeez.
Joe, you want to do line 1?
Sure.
I'll do line 2. Tyler, you do line 3.
Alright, I should have the document up by line 3.
Yeah. Yeah, your line is or Tales from E3.
It's an easy one.
Okay. Joe?
All right. You're listening to Hbomb and Friends, episode 36.
Hbomb and Vacation Beard.
Or Tells from E3. Is that it? Was that my line?
Yeah. Can you say that one more time, Tyler?
Alright. Or Tells from E3.
Okay, better. Post.